Emma spotted her husband laughing intimately with another woman in a coffee shop. Blinded by jealousy and heartbreak, she rushed inside to confront them. Within seconds, chaos erupted around her. Police arrived and arrested her on the spot. Hours later, in her holding cell, she overheard officers outside discussing her case. Maximum sentence of 15 years. Emma Foster was walking past her favorite coffee shop downtown when something caught her eye through the large window. Her husband, Ryan, sat at a small table near the back. Across from him sat a woman Emma had never seen before. The woman was striking, with dark hair that fell past her shoulders. She was leaning forward, her hand resting near Ryan's. Emma stopped walking. Her heart began to pound. She watched as the woman said something that made Ryan throw his head back and laugh. Then the woman reached out and touched Ryan's arm. Just a light touch, but it was enough. Ryan didn't pull away. Instead, he smiled at her. The world seemed to narrow around Emma. Her vision focused entirely on that table. Her hands started shaking. Every rational thought fled from her mind, replaced by a single burning need. She had to know what was happening. Emma pushed through the coffee shop door without any plan, without any thought beyond confronting what she was seeing. She weaved between other customers, her purse bumping against tables. Nothing mattered except reaching that table. But in her tunnel vision, Emma missed something crucial. Emma's foot caught the chair leg mid-stride. A waiter carrying a full tray of drinks was directly in her path. She crashed into him with full force. The tray flew from the waiter's hands. Hot coffee arced in streams, splashing across nearby tables. It landed directly on a laptop at a corner table where an elderly man was working. Coffee cascaded over the keyboard and screen. The device sparked once, then went completely dark. Then, the elderly man erupted. He shot to his feet, his face turning red with rage that seemed completely out of proportion. He advanced toward Emma, hands balled into fists. Emma scrambled backward. Her hand found her purse. Emma pulled out the pepper spray and aimed. The spray hit the elderly man directly in the face. He howled, his hands flying to his eyes as he stumbled backward. The coffee shop erupted into chaos. The manager appeared. They took one look at the scene and called for police backup. To everyone watching, an unstable woman had burst in, attacked people, and destroyed property. Emma tried to explain, but her words came out jumbled and panicked. Nothing she said seemed to matter. The police arrived quickly. Emma felt cold metal handcuffs click around her wrists. Officers were reading her rights, but the words barely registered. Through the crowd, she caught a glimpse of Ryan's face. He looked utterly confused, trying to push toward her. They led Emma outside to a waiting patrol car. The holding cell was small and cold, with bare concrete walls and a metal bench. Emma sat with her head in her hands. Hours crawled by with no information. Then she heard voices in the hallway outside her cell. Two officers were walking past, discussing something in low tones. Most of their conversation was muffled, but then one phrase came through crystal clear. Maximum sentence of 15 years. Emma's blood turned to ice. 15 years? Her mind reeled. 15 years in prison for an accident? For defending herself? She'd heard it clearly. Those officers were talking about her case. She called out, her voice cracking. She demanded to know what was happening, pleaded for someone to explain. Emma's thoughts spiraled. Her entire life, gone, because of one terrible moment. She thought about prison, about losing her freedom, her home, her future. 3 hours and 17 minutes passed in that cell. She'd never felt so alone, so helpless, so terrified. But then everything changed. A detective appeared at her cell door, his expression softer than the officers who'd brought her in. He unlocked the door and stepped inside, introducing himself as Detective Harris. What he told her next made Emma's head spin. She was free to go. All charges were being dropped. Ryan had rushed to the police station immediately after Emma's arrest. He'd explained everything about the woman in the coffee shop. Her name was Lisa Bennett, and she was his business partner. They'd been meeting to finalize plans for a surprise. Ryan had wanted to open a small gift shop with Emma. It was something she'd dreamed about for years. The detective explained that security footage from the coffee shop had been reviewed. It showed clearly that Emma's collision with the waiter was accidental. It also showed the elderly man's threatening approach. Her use of pepper spray had been justified self-defense. But there was more. The elderly man's laptop had been seized as evidence. When police examined it, they discovered something remarkable. The man wasn't just an angry customer. He was Gerald Morse, a wanted con artist who'd been evading law enforcement for over 2 years. His laptop contained detailed records of an elaborate fraud scheme. He'd been targeting elderly victims with fake investments, convincing them to hand over their life savings. And that phrase Emma had overheard? The 15-year sentence that had sent her into panic. It had nothing to do with her case at all. 2 officers had been discussing a completely different case in the same hallway, at exactly the wrong moment. Detective Harris walked Emma out of the holding area. Ryan was waiting in the lobby, and the moment he saw her, he rushed forward. As for Gerald Morse, he was sentenced to 12 years in federal prison for fraud. Many of his victims were able to recover at least some of their stolen money. In a strange way, Emma's accident had helped bring down a criminal who might have continued hurting people for years. Standing in their shop now, surrounded by happy customers, Emma sometimes thinks about that afternoon. About how quickly everything had spiraled, how close she'd come to disaster, all because of a few overheard words at exactly the wrong moment. What would you have done in Emma's situation that day in the coffee shop?